and it's been a long time coming. There are so many authors, including myself, who Chrissy has inspired because writing is hard. There's imposter syndrome. Most of us never finish our manuscripts. There's a lot of reasons why we need. Chrissy, what would you call yourself? I'd say you're like an imposter syndrome, creativity, productivity coach. What else do you do? And how did you get into this?
Well, first, thank you for having me, Jessica. It's lovely to be here. So what I call myself is a mindset and book coach. So I coach, but I also mentor people that have started to write a book or are kind of in the middle of it, and they're just going like, oh my God, I don't know how to do the next step. I don't know how I'm going to write the next chapter. So I'm kind of helping them to overcome their self-doubt and their procrastination in order to finish the book really that they wanted to write. And your second question, how I started, is when I did my training as a coach, I worked with a lady that wanted to publish her diary. She kept her diary when she was in her 20s, and it was not a really nice subject, but it was about date rape. So she wanted to publish her diary in order to help more rape survivors. So there was a lot of self-doubt and fear as well to go public with this. But we had loads of sessions on, how she can overcome it. She just basically went from 0 to 100, managed to publish the book, and now she's helping lots of other people that have suffered with rape, that have gone through rape. Her book is making a huge difference as well, which is awesome. And that's kind of how I got into coaching writers, because I could see, that if someone has the support that they need, they can go really big time. They can finish the project and they can also fulfill a lifelong dream.
Wow. So we're stepping into trauma here and writing, tapping into trauma and pulling it out from under the rug.
Yep, for sure. 100%. And yeah, it's
scary.
Deep. It's deep, but it's also, I think there's a lot of people out there that have got a story in them, but they just don't know how to do it or where to start or, what they need to do. And if they just have a little bit of support, they can get the story out and it could help more people. So the more you do what you do, the better it gets, because you get to help more people.
Yeah. Would you say that you're a bit of a life coach as well for authors? It seems like you kind of have to be to dig up trauma to help authors write their stories that are that heavy.
Yeah, so I basically got two hats, because in coaching normally here in England, it's if you're coaching, you don't really go back to the past. You basically just are helping them where they are today and where they want to go. But then I put my mentor hat on as well. And then, yes, we do go obviously into what has happened in the past, and we talk about it and what needs to go in the book, and also what they're okay with to publish as well, because there's obviously a lot of things that they might not want to talk about. So we kind of just focus on what they really want to put in the book.
Okay. And I'm kind of curious, I've been meaning to ask you what you think is the biggest reason your clients and people in the publishing space don't finish their books, because I know there's lots of reasons, but a lot of us don't. So why is that?
I think it's sometimes there's different reasons, but for some of my clients, it's the overwhelm. It's like, I'm gonna write a book. So, and if you look at the books in the bookshop, they have got a lot of pages, and they just see it as like this big, massive mountain. And where do you even start? Some of them, they just start and then they go like, well, life is quite busy, I don't really have the time at the moment. And then they write for months and for years. And some of them, they don't finish it because it just feels so overwhelming. And other reasons might be as well that it's too painful. Could be as well, it's too painful going back to the past, or understanding how much time and commitment you have to put in to finish a book. So there's different reasons, but I think for everyone that is struggling, there is help out there, and you just need to reach out, and you will finish that book.
So I find nonfiction writing easy in terms of it's functional, it's teaching. Fiction, I have a work of fiction. It's 5 years old and it's basically done. I need to go
Yeah.
through my editor's line edits or
Mm-hmm.
copy edits and then get a proofread.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's the fear of rejection and what comes next.
Mm-hmm.
What stage do you think authors get stuck on more? Is it like starting to write, self-doubt in the process, or oh my gosh, it's ready to go and I don't want to put it out there anymore?
Well, all of the above, really. Some people in the beginning, some in the middle, some at the end. But I think it's really important to really understand where those self-doubts are coming from. And I always do this with my clients, is to really go deeper into what the story really is. What story have you been telling yourself all those years, and what is this story costing you? If you don't do this book, like, what will happen? You will sit in your rocking chair when you're 70, 80, and
Yeah.
you feel disappointed that you haven't done it. So I think it's good to know your why. Why you want to write a book, why you want to finish it, and what you're trying to achieve with it as well. Is it just for your personal achievement, or is it something that you want to make someone proud, or you want to help someone with it? It's just, you really need to know your why, and that will keep you going as well. If you have a big enough why, then you will finish it as well.
Mm-hmm. So the big why, does that need to be an affirmation? Sometimes we forget our big why. Or is it just so big that you can't not do it? Thinking those motivational videos where it's like, you have to want it as much as you want to breathe. But sometimes that big why, for me, the motivation ebbs and flows.
So what was your why, for example? Why did you start writing a fiction book?
To make people laugh. And
Yeah.
you can easily do that in life. You don't need to. I think it's easy to put off the book because, I guess instant gratification. It's easier to just crack a joke that takes 10 seconds in the heat of the moment. And I also love satire. I think I was inspired by really dark satirical books, and I just wanted to write like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and if you would publish it, like, how would that feel? How would that feel when it's actually published?
I cannot stand launching anything. That is, I want to say that's the hardest part. It's all the hardest part when you're in it, right? But launching is hard, and I have a lot of respect for authors who do it all the time, because every launch, you don't know how it's going to be received until you start getting that feedback, and then it's like, oh my god, it's out there, it's done, but I got bad feedback. Should I go back and revise it? I'm the revision junkie, so just setting things in stone is really mortifying to me.
Yes, and that's probably a lot of people actually have got the same issues. They have really the fear of being rejected, and the fear of a negative feedback could cripple you, could really stop you from going any further. But I think we only have got one life. You have to do what you think is right. You need to follow your heart, you need to follow your gut, and you need to do it. And even if you get bad reviews, you can write another one, and then you can do better. So I think it's just, something that I truly believe that you have to do. if that's your calling. If you need to write a book, then you have to finish it. I really truly believe that, because
I
you
was
put so much time and effort in it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And with fiction, I feel like it's a big challenge because it's art. Every sentence, every comma, it's prose that you want to make into poetry, where nonfiction for me is more like, here's an outcome I want you to get.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can't really speak of fiction because I haven't written fiction, but yeah, I enjoyed writing self-development as well. So I kind of combined my memoir and self-development. So that side was easy because that's what I do every day.
What's it like writing a memoir? I feel like that might be the most vulnerable thing to write.
It's it was how can I say, it was in the beginning, it was like very easy to write because there were a lot of things from the past and a lot of things that I really wanted to have in the book. But it was also quite cathartic. I like that word. To just write everything down, to let go of grudges, to let go of maybe things that you were holding on to. But yeah, it was just really for me to let go of a lot of things, and also to make a cut and say, this was it, this is me, and that's who I am today. And even if nobody will read it, Jessica, it doesn't really matter. It was for me, and
Yeah.
I'm really proud that I've done it.
There's another writing coach named Victoria Anderson who talks about writing your memoir as a brand building strategy, which I never thought of. She's like, yes, for fiction authors too. You don't need to be a 90-year-old with his epic story escaping prison. It could be about why you're so obsessed with death. And that's why your book is written in some sort of tone, which I found so interesting. We could all write our memoir as a piece to complement any of our work.
Oh, for sure, 100%. And I think for some people, it's something they do all the time. People write books all the time. For me, it was the first time, and you learn so much as well. I mean, you learn so much about yourself. You learn about writing. You learn about discipline. You learn a lot of things about yourself that you don't if you've never written a book.
Yeah. I want to back up and say thank you. I feel like I just got some free coaching from you. and then I also want to ask you, you have a Facebook group where you help authors, and it's all about starting writing. So
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about what you do in that group.
Sure. So in my group, it's more the support as well. I think a lot of authors, they're looking for the support, for the accountability. So I go live sometimes in my group just to see where they're at, what they need, if they need a little bit of coaching, or if they just need hey, well done, you've done a chapter. I think that's what people are looking for, just the accountability, other people that are in the same boat. And that's kind of what I do in my group.
And your group, just so I'm not getting it wrong, How to Start Writing a Book? Is that what it's called?
No, the group is actually called Chrissy's Writing Club.
Chrissy's Writing Club.
Yeah, Chrissy's Writing Club. But
so I'll make sure I add that to the description of this video for anyone interested.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, but no, I've got a little PDF, how to start writing a book. So just to get people started if they don't know how to start.
Okay, I'll grab that PDF. I mean, I have started, but I've also stopped, and then it's hard to start again.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I want to ask you if you have one final piece of advice for writers who are stuck.
Yeah, for sure. So if you feel like you are stuck and you're just not getting any further, reach out, because there are people out there that can help you, either beta readers or, there's other accountability groups. Obviously, I'm happy to help as well with coaching or mentoring, but there are people out there. You don't need to be stuck, and you don't need to feel like, you can't go on any further, because there is help out there. And just reach out, and there's always time for a chat. It doesn't need to be like a coaching session or something like that, but just a chat sometimes can really help, just to get some ideas out and see what you can do next.
Awesome. Thank you so much. One more question. What song are you looking most forward to hearing Ed Sheeran sing tomorrow at your concert?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh gosh, that is a good question. I do like his songs, but my favorite, I would say, is oh, now you put me on the spot.
There's too many.
I know. What's your favorite one?
I don't know. I don't think I know any of the names of his songs. It's just nice music when you walk through the mall for me.
I've got so many. I mean, I can't think of the one now that I'm really thinking of, but he obviously has got really cool names for his album, doesn't he? So, and the first one he's done, which was now I can't think of it. Shape of You, I think it was. Shape of You, and that was my like, wow, this is really cool. But there's Perfect. Yes, Perfect. I love.
Yeah.
Perfect is really a good song.
That is a good one.
Yes.
All right. Well, enjoy your concert. Thank you so much, Chrissy. We'll talk soon.